to talk about the curriculum that I use for my third grader and my sixth grader. I guess you can kind of say I'm like a minimalist when it comes to like buying a crap load of school books and stuff. I basically just get what we need, and you know, I'll gather resources if we need them. If we need more, I pretty much just follow their lead. If they do good with things, I'll go on. If I feel like they need more, then I'll do more. But you know, we pretty much review whatever we've went through during our 6-week break in our homework packets, and if they need extra help, and I feel like they haven't got it, once we've went over it, then we'll review it. This is my third graders curriculum, and they both pretty much use the same thing. They do use the same thing for all subjects. It actually works out that way, that it the curriculum is conducive to both students. So my boys use teaching textbooks, and how we do teaching textbooks is they do their lessons online, but I print out the quizzes and I have them do the quizzes on paper at their desk, and that way I can just file them in their portfolio assessments for the year. And like I said, the rest of it they'll do online. If they have issues or anything like that, then I'll print out the lesson and we'll sit down and we'll do it together. So, like I said, teaching textbooks for math. For grammar, they use Growing with Grammar, and we sit down and we do these lessons together. So what it is we'll do like some group work. We'll do our religious studies or Islamic studies in the morning. We'll do some group work. They'll do what's deemed as their independent work, which is their computer work, their teaching textbooks, their typing lessons, and anything else that they're scheduled to do on the computer, while I sit and work with the other one with their writing and grammar. So they use Growing with Grammar. This is the student manual, and they have the workbook here. And I'll do a video on how we do these lessons as well. They have Winning with Writing, and I think I'm going to get them a notebook and start a journal. I want them to journal so that I can really see how well the grammar and writing is, how successful they are with actual grammar and writing. And then they each have their own individual dictionary that they use to follow up when we do our dictionary skills stuff. So once they get into doing dictionary skills independently, they'll be going through their very own dictionary. So both boys have their own dictionary. And this is all my middle son's. He's 8 years old. He's in third grade. He's using this dictionary, the elementary dictionary. And then again, these are their break week notebooks. And then these are handwriting notebooks that I use them. I watch them and assess how they form their letters. So that's what I do. When they do handwriting, they actually do it with me. Or if they start it, I have them leave a line. You can see it has multiple lines. I have them do this last line with me so I can see how they form their letters. And if they have any issues on a separate sheet of paper, I just make them re-practice that. This is their group notebook. Contains their weekly assessments in it. Math group stuff, social studies, and Islamic studies goes in here. Right now we're working on the human cell, and this is their science portion, and then they have the art and special. So that's all pretty much that I use for him. Like I said, if there's any follow-up that they need on the lessons that they've worked on, I will print out stuff for that. Or, you know, I'm not a big fan necessarily of workbooks. I use them when necessary. I just don't see me at this moment going out and buying a crap load of workbooks. I like to assess myself how they're doing, and I don't necessarily use workbooks to do the assessing. My my older son, he's actually just turned 12 in September. This is his second quiz for teaching textbooks. He's having a little trouble with the regrouping, so we're going to go over the regrouping together. So I printed this out and we'll work on this together. He also has his homework note folder that we use. And he's still doing some printing. And he has the same handwriting book that my middle son has. And I do the same thing, assess his printing. He kind of still has trouble with writing. So we've done some cursive, but we haven't gone, you know, just hardcore cursive handwriting for him. But when he does, we're going to get another notebook that actually goes with this, and I'm going to teach him. I think it goes by the strokes and everything first. And let's see. Yeah, I think it teaches, like, it starts off teaching like strokes and everything like that. I got this off of Amazon, and we'll go over that at a later time. Like I said, he has the same handwriting workbook as my middle son. Again, they have their group folders, which are essentially the same. I know a lot of people some people do use the same curriculum for all kids and some people don't. I guess it just depends on if your situation works that way. Mine so happened to work that way because my older son has a little bit more trouble with his academics. So some of the things that works for my middle son actually works for him as well. So I'm kind of glad that works out that way. If there are any changes to that, of course I would make them with no problem. And then he has the Adventures in Multiplication and Division. He was working on this a little bit in the summer. I also got this from Amazon. He wanted to keep this. I was actually going to get rid of it because we're actually going to be doing multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction in our math group. And we'll work on the facts on a daily basis. So he wanted to keep it, so I was like, that was fine. He has an intermediate middle school dictionary that he'll be doing his dictionary skills out of. I want them to get used to learning how to use the dictionary. This is a part of their language arts curriculum. He's using Growing with Grammar, the same as him, and that's from Jack Chris. Sorry if I'm not saying that right. Publishing, and you can go on their website and get that. Jack Chris Publishing. Wasn't really that expensive, but I would check out their website if you're interested in that and see if that's something for you. I'll do another video that's more in depth and exactly show you how we use the Growing with Grammar and Winning with Writing curriculum. But right now I just kind of want to show you what they're using and not make this like that long of a video. This is his notebook that he uses to write, and we edit his paragraphs that he does in his Winning with Writing curriculum. Once he writes the paragraphs on here, we do a little bit of editing and then we put it in this notebook. Once we get the corrections in the notebook, then I make him type out his paragraphs on the computer, so that's a part of his computer lessons as well. And then this is the student workbook to the Growing with Grammar. For typing, they use typing.com and just practice on there. They have logins where they practice on there. And they do teaching textbooks for math, and we also do extra math. So that's about it for their curriculum. If you have any questions or comments, of course, leave them. Stay tuned, and I will do another video for you guys on exactly how we use these curriculums. Thanks. See ya. All right, and these are their password cards. I just cut out everything, laminated them, put it on some index cards, and every site that they have to go to do their independent work on the computer is on these cards. And this is how the insides of the cards look. There's the website, then there'll be their username, the password, and in the notes I put any email that may be associated with it they may have to put in when they type in username and password if that's what's necessary. So pretty much every card looks the same. But like I said, they use typing.com. They have Epic Books. where they can do some of their independent reading as well. They have extra math. I think we also have IXL, which is where instead of the workbooks, we do some reviewing of any of the subjects that they may need help with, and just to get more practice. So we do IXL as like our follow-up. So we don't have a lot of workbooks, but we do a lot of computer stuff because it's what gets my boys interested. They like computers, so that's kind of their incentive for doing their work. They get to do a lot of their stuff on the computer.